Hello viewers, Contrast here, and welcome into another Flight Sim video. Today we're taking the CSS 737-500 out for yet another spin, and it's definitely not because I wanted to get one more flight out of it before my 30-day trial expired. Let's imagine we've travelled back to the year 2003. This year Finding Nemo and Pirates of the Caribbean have come to the cinema, Apple have just launched the iTunes store, and Arnie's just been elected as the Governor of California. But I want to turn your attention to this very sad article from the Jersey Evening Post, announcing that British Airways will no longer be flying between Southampton Airport and Jersey. So today I figured why not enjoy some retro 737 flying and try to recreate this route with you guys. We'll also ignore the fact they used to fly this in the Dash 8 because we're still waiting for one of those beautiful aircraft to make it over to MSFS 24. I'll see you guys in the flight deck. Okay guys, welcome on in. Let's get this show on the road by starting with a little bit of power. We're going to turn the batteries on, arm the emergency lights. It looks like we haven't got any ground power available yet, so let's head over to the EFB and see if we can enable that. Well, apparently we've not got any chocks either, so let's get the chocks on and hopefully then we'll have the option to add the GPU.
A few moments later.
Great, that's the ground power available, so let's switch that on. The aircraft springs into life. Let's get the navs going. Turn on the seatbelt signs, the passenger signs. Because there's no messing around today, we're going to try and get out of Southampton ASAP. Perfect. We need to make sure we turn on the brightness, or turn up the brightness on all of our displays. I've got a pretty handy tutorial for that on my channel for anyone else suffering like I was to start flying this aircraft. Great stuff, and with them all on, before we start setting up the FMC, I'm going to just start the passengers boarding. Cool, so here we are at the FMC. Let's align the nav information, and we are going from EGHI, which is Southampton, to EGJJ, Jersey. This is going to be an insanely short flight, guys. Talking like 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops probably. Activate the route. And let's go and jump on over to Southampton ground to get our clearance for departure.
Speedbird 2174, Southampton ground, expect runway 02. Climb 6,000 feet on runway center line, then expect radar vectors Nedel. Squawk 1505.
Expect runway 02. Climb 6,000 feet on runway center line, then expect radar vectors Nedel. Squawk 1505.
Okay, great, so that's our clearance done. Let's do what we always try and do and set our squawk up. I was just wondering why I couldn't see anything then. It's because I didn't turn the panels on. One 1505 in the box. Lovely stuff. We're going to initially be climbing to 6,000 feet. On the runway heading, which is going to be 200. Oh, sorry, 20. Plug in 250 into the speed as well, just while we're here. Great, and boarding's going to be nice and quick today, so let's start the APU. Once those last few passengers are on board. Right, heading back down to the FMC. Let's put our departure in of runway 02. Nothing else after that. And I'm even going to plug in our arrival into Jersey now, because this flight, by the time we get in the air, we're going to be coming back down onto the ground. So we're going to be arriving to runway 08 on the ILS, and we're going to expect the arrival. Haven't got a transition yet, but ATC will give us that when we're a little bit closer, hopefully. Perfect page, we are carrying reserves of 2 tons, and we have a zero fuel weight of 42.32 tons, so 42.4, and a cruising altitude of just 180. Let's say by the time we get in the air, we're going to be leaving. By the time we get in the air, we're going to be leaving the air? What am I even saying? By the time we get in the air, we're going to be coming back down again. Okay. Right, the outside air temperature here in Southampton is a British summer, 12 degrees. And let's just work out our V speeds quickly too. Performance. We're at EGHI. Runway 02, flaps 5 departure. Everything else is fairly normal. I'm not going to worry too much. 135, 137 and 144. So 135 V1, 137 VR and 144 in the V2. Perfect. That's all good to go. Ready to get our push and start. Waiting for our wave from GSX. There it is. Goodbye, friendly Southampton lady. Let's head on over to runway 02. Right, let's have a quick chat with Tower and get our clearance ready for takeoff.
Speedbird 2174, ready for departure, runway 02.
Speedbird 2174, backtrack runway 02. Call when ready for departure.
Backtrack runway 02. Call
Great
when
stuff,
ready.
so we've been cleared to
Speedbird
backtrack
2174.
down for runway 02, so we're going to go onto the runway now. Right, here we go, so let's make that turn around. Okie dokie, I think that lineup's pretty good. Let's let the tower know we're ready to go.
A few moments later.
Okay, here we go. Knots. Got to give it the beans to get out of here today. V1, rotate. Oh my goodness. That's fine, I meant to do that. It was just the plane saying hello.
Hello there.
Right, so we're going to set the auto throttle on, level change up to 6,000. Right, so we've been cleared all the way up to our mega high cruising altitude of flight level 180. Oh. Pop that in the box. We're going to go level change again because we're still getting our coordinates to sort of intercept the flight plan. So just go 267. In speed now we've passed 10,000 feet and we can turn the landing lights off.
7-4, clear direct Nettle. Resume own navigation.
Roger, we'll head direct Nettle, then resume own navigation, Speedbird 2174. Thanks.
Great, so we've been cleared direct to Nettle. Whack in the LNAV and VNAV. And I'm just going to put a heading course in. I actually think it's turning to Nettle anyway, but we'll just put an intercept in just in case.
London Control, expect Lelna 1 kilo with the Lelna transition, runway 08.
Okay, and there we go. We've already got our approach clearance before we have even started our flight plan. That's Southampton down there to the left, so we've not even left Southampton and we're already talking about our arrival into Jersey. That is literally how short this flight is. Why are we doing a 360 right now? I'm going to put the heading bug in because I'm not exactly sure why we're not intercepting the flight plan. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure this is the arrival that I've already programmed, but I just want to double check. It is indeed. Right, hopefully we will intercept the flight plan and I will see you again when we are coming down for our descent into Jersey. Okay guys, we're not quite ready for the descent yet, but we are at our cruising altitude. For some reason heading back to Southampton. I have no idea. I've tried reprogramming, I've tried going direct to waypoints. We've got LNAV and VNAV armed. The aircraft for some reason is just doing 360s over Southampton. Maybe it's frightened, it doesn't want to leave. So I think I'm going to have to get a little bit creative and maybe try and manually do it with the heading bug, just to sort of get us to where we need to go, because we have already been cleared for our descent. As you can see down here, we're not even clear of the Southampton runway yet. We're just spinning around in the sky. So yeah, hopefully when you see me again we'll nearly be finally on our way to Jersey. Okay guys, so I think it's time we start getting ready for our descent down into Jersey. Let's program the ILS. It's going to be an approach performance. Oh wow, we're going to be really light by the time we get to Jersey. Let's do flaps 30 then. I don't want to go too slow. 110.9 in the box. 110.9. And the same on the other side, 110.9. We're going to just switch auto to manual. I don't know why, it seems to only work when I do that. Maybe it's a bit of a good luck charm. And we are going for a course of 83 degrees. .83, and we've been cleared all the way down to 7,000 feet, so let's pop 7,000 in. we're going to drop the speed back, because with me having to do a lot of this manually, it's going to be too much for me to try and think about all at the same time. Having said that, we're only doing 220 knots for some reason. I don't know what was going on with the LNAV and VNAV. I tried it a couple more times. Every time I hit the LNAV, we just started doing pirouettes in the sky, like the sharpest right-hand turn you've ever seen. But that's fine. Right, we're still kind of headed on the way. Don't know whether I should be more concerned that my my waypoints have now disappeared from my map. Oh no! Here we are. Someone at CSS is obviously listening, hacking into my my flight simulator. Gosh, you know, I love this plane. I love retro airliners. I love the 737. I'm really excited. I've been really excited to try this plane, and you know, it does work. Some of this could just be purely be user error. It could be me, and it does kind of work. But I feel like, you know, you want to jump in Flight Simulator, there's enough things that you have to try and manage, there's enough things that can break, that when you finally get onto a flight, you want to be able to fly from A to B. Sometimes you're going to have a few problems and a few niggles, but I would say 60% of the flights I've tried to do in this aircraft have kind of gone this way, and stuff hasn't really worked, or I'm having to really manage things. Yeah. I hope for CSS, now I really love, I can see what they're trying to do. I had some problems with the launcher when I first bought the product, and a guy from their Discord, from their team, was really helpful, fixed it, sorted it out, got it working. You can tell they're passionate about it and keen to make a success, but at the moment, guys, I don't know, you know, feel free, get the £5 trial, or the $5 trial, give it a go. It's going to hopefully keep getting better over time, but in its current state, to be trying to charge $120 for this is crazy, and it's disappointing, because I was really looking forward to this today. But here we go. It is what it is. Not much we can do now other than try and get down into Jersey in one piece. Okay, so we're now back in the flight deck, and for some reason the plane has buzzed clear past its 2,000 feet. We're now descending straight back into the sea, so let's try and get up a little bit. This is the same thing that happened into Barcelona. I wonder if it's to do with using level change, whether it just sort of doesn't convert into holding the altitude. Anyway, we need to turn right to 205 as per ATC's instruction. Perfect, so we've captured the localizer, so now we can arm the approach. Ready to capture the glide. I think it's going to be a while with how low to the ground we are. Alrighty then, let's disengage the autopilot. Oh my goodness, disengage the auto throttle to go full hot ass. Didn't expect it to ramp everything up to 11. And as usual, autopilot off, trim wheels are going crazy.
1,000.
I've got to try and remember as well, this approach has been so low and slow. There is another aircraft coming in behind us that I don't want to hold up too much. I'd rather be a little bit on the high side on the low side, so try and put a little bit more power in. Okay. Just so I can see what I'm doing more than anything. Thank goodness the sun's shining, because I'm not sure how I'd cope with this if the visibility wasn't great. Pappies are saying I'm miles too high, and so is the ILS, but visually it doesn't look too bad. Oh my goodness.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Going around. Oh my goodness. Yes, I did try and save that, but I've learnt the errors of my ways.
Speedbird 2174 on the go.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
Speedbird 2174, turn left, heading 355.
Right, let's turn left 355.
Heading 355. Speedbird 2174.
Okay, here we go for attempt number 2. What have we learned from the first one? User error. I'm a terrible pilot. Maybe it's the plane. I'm going to come in quicker this time. I think it was just too slow. I panicked. I want to come in a little bit quicker and hope that gives us a little bit more control as we come onto the very final bit of the approach. Right, let's disconnect the autopilot, disconnect the throttles. I have control. I think this time I might just try and trust the pappies. Okay, it's getting a little bit sketchy. I've never flown a 737 for real. IRL, but I always feel with the CSS it feels very light and twitchy and sort of like I'm putting in like the tiniest of inputs to get any sort of feedback, and then it just massively exaggerates them. Oh no, it's happening again.
Minimum seat rate 100, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Oh my goodness, we might have saved it. No, now we're going too quick. I promise I've flown planes before. Alright, we're on the ground, thank goodness, I'm not going around again. Reverses are green.
Speedbird 2174.
60
Exit
knots.
next available taxiway.
Cool, wow, we stopped on a
Exit
dime
next
there.
available taxiway. Speedbird
Come off here
2174.
then. Turn off the landing lights. Turn on the APU. Start bringing back the flaps. When oh when will these trim wheels stop twisting? Stow the spoilers. Oh, deep breath. We survived. Cool. What a nightmare flight this has been.
Speedbird 2174. Contact ground 121.905.
Well guys, that pretty much wraps up today's flight. Was hoping for a nice short retro 737 hop from Southampton to Jersey. Nice and short are two things this flight was not. Take a look at this, my Volanta flight map. That is crazy, and it wasn't even worth it. Should have just blundered it the first time, because the second attempt was absolutely no better than the first. But as always guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Maybe let me know where you want me to fly next, or if there are any other aircraft you think it would be worth me trying out. Yeah, let me know, and I will see you in the next one.